Origin. Part 5 of 6. Revelation. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant depths or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart, and when thy heart began to beat? What dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer, what the in the furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dread grasp dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb to make thee? Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? Oh, it's a beautiful poem, Smitty. It makes me think of Logan, where it come from. It's by an old English poet named William Blake. I picked it up on my travels, back when I was a sailor. We was docked at Southampton at the time. Me and some lads went up to London for a day, and I found that book in an old curio shop off Fleet Street. It sounds awfully exciting, Smitty. Here. Thanks. Bam. Hello, lad. Me and your cousin were just visiting for a while till you came by. Shift foreman tells me your crew finished over quota again. I want to talk to you about that. So talk. Logan, Mr. Smith's been kind enough to bring by some books he picked up from his days at sea. Isn't that kind of him? Well, look, I really came to see you, lad. Clean yourself up and get some rest tonight. I'll want you to take the morning off tomorrow and come meet me up on the hill by the new seam. What for? I got a job for you. Up you come, lad. I got a little surprise for you. I take it you heard about Roddy Finnegan? Blew his bleeding fingers off last week? The daft old sod. Since he's gone blind, I'll need to train someone with more than 2 ounces of sense to work the dynamite. I figured it'd be you if you shape up. It ain't too hard, but most of my lads ain't got enough smarts to be careful enough. It's a highly misunderstood explosive. It's dynamite. See, you place it like this. Fuse up if you can. You fight a seam and the blast lets the weight do the rest. Okay, I got it. How long are the fuses? Exactly 1 minute. Oh, God. Come on, lad, hurry. Yeah, ba-boom. Yeah, there you go, young Logan. Any questions? Ha, 2 pair. Again, there ain't no one could be that lucky. What, you trying to say I'm cheating, Cookie? I'll have your guts for garters. I didn't mean it, Fred. You know that. I was just saying, yeah, well, you better unsay it. Ain't that the Logan kid with Smitty? Tell you what, Cookie, that kid turned out to be all right. A hard worker. That one is best I ever seen with a shovel. He's a digger, all right. He's like, you ever seen one of them Wolverines going after a root? They never give up till they got it. That's what that kid is. He's a Wolverine. What? That little shrimp? He's a waste of skin. I'd snap him like a bloomin' twig. Is that so? Well, that boy's worth 10 of you, you fat tosspot. That's a fact. I see you moping around the cookhouse for hours on end, Cookie. But when was the last time anyone saw you pull your weight around here? He can't pull his weight. He's too bloody heavy. Steady on, boys. He ain't worth it, Bert. Let's go catch up with him, too, eh? Logan's become a new man. Make no mistake. Not just in name, but also in nature. He seems so at ease here in the camp. It's a wonder we didn't find our way here sooner. I often fancy he remembers nothing of the terrible events that preceded our arrival here. These people are his family now. Some of the boys have nicknamed him Little Smitty. Ha! That's bleeding perfect. Say it again, kid. Ha 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 ha.
quietly in case you're reading out loud.
Yeah.
And recording.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you go, and that would come through. So
Oh, well.
I assume that
it
we're
did.
recording.
It did.
Hey, I think it opened.
Thank you.
I just started listening, so I hit. That's how I knew what you're doing.
I'm so proud of my cousin. All the men speak so highly of him. If only they knew where he once came from. He's become such a fine, steady young man. A leader by example, so much like his dear father. But there's a side of him that remains a mystery, for days. He'll lose himself on the mountain. I never inquire, but I'm certain I know where he goes. He goes to be with his other self, the piece of him he's kept hidden since last night on the Howlett estate. There's a dreadful creature inside that boy, just waiting to show its face to the world. Penny for your thoughts, young Logan? Oh, it's not important, Smitty. I was just thinking. He's probably thinking about old Cookie, them two's best pals. Yeah, they're in love, right, Cookie? Well, where'd he go? Danger, Dynamites. No smoking. You little runt. You come out here of the blue bloody sky and steal away my mates? So Smitty says you're gonna handle all the charges from now on? Are you? Well, let's see you handle this. Snip. Cocoon! There, see? If you look at the bottom line on the ledger, it says we're turning a better profit now than at any time since you took over. I'll tell you something, lass. You've been nothing but a godsend to this quarry. That's the best news I had all year. Why, thank you, good sir. Smitty. Honest to God, no knobby you old washerwoman. What is it this time? Up at the rock face, there's been a cave-in. You help me with this beam. Someone send one of the Barrow lads down into the town for a doctor and be sharp about it. This is supposed to be your watch, Tom. What the devil happened? They went in with dynamite, and it went off before we could clear. Poor blighters never stood a chance. This is a right terrible tragedy, Smitty. Can I help? You can grab a shovel and start digging, Cookie. I need a second tunnel in from the side. Fred, Logan's in there. Is there any way? I mean, it don't look so good, Rose. Smitty, you gotta come back down for a while. Take a rest. You ain't gonna be no good to anyone soaked half to death out here. You see them over there? That's 5 good men I lost today, and I ain't stopping till I find the rest who's missing. I got a promise to keep. Come on, Smitty. This is bloody useless, and you know it. Soon as that seam went, them poor buggers were goners. No, I ain't losing any more of my men, you hear me? You already lost 'em, Smitty. Come on, boss, you can't do more tonight. Hey, over here. We heard a noise under that barrow. It sounded like a voice or something. It might be an animal. Well, don't just stand there, squawk and get it up. Well, I'll be... Damnest thing I ever saw. You don't need me to tell you that was some kind of miracle out there last night, Logan. Matthew Fowler's wife lost her husband in the slide. She wanted me to thank you that she didn't lose her son as well. Here you go, lad. This is for you. What is it? More of them old books of mine. Something to pass the time while you mend up. I brought this one back from Nagasaki, Japan. It's a manuscript about samurai fighters from the old days. I'll tell you, them little Japanese scoundrels are pretty swift. I seen one of them bring down a tree trunk with his bare fists. Matter of fact, I learned a lot from them, about the world and about life. It's a strong person who follows his own path, they say. I see that strength in you, Logan. You should have died last night. I don't know how you saved that boy, and I ain't gonna pry, but whatever it is about you, son, you need to know it don't make no difference to me one way or the other, understand? Anyway, I gotta get back to the quarry. Miss Rose, can I ask you to walk with me for a few minutes? Well, what's this, then? Silver, is it? Find anything you like, bub? You're a monster, Cookie. 5 men are dead, and while everyone's down here at the funeral, you're digging through their lifelong possessions for scraps. Just breathe a word of this knucklehead, and you'll be the next funeral. There ain't no one gonna believe your word over mine. I'll shut your mouth for good. Uh-huh. Crunch. Ah! Wham! Whoop! Okay, give up. I fess up, I promise. You're finished here, you fat tub of dirt. You marked me well, because I never been so serious. I see your ugly face in mine ever again. You're a dead man. Rose, I gotta talk to you. You'll never guess what happened. Rose, you in there? Oh, Rose, oh, Jesus. No, cook. Grrr. Ah, wham. Arr. Yip. Wine. Made a terrible mistake. I should have never let him go. I've allowed myself to be blinded by the fear of what happened to his brother. Calf, calf, kiff. All I know is that he and the Irish girl purchased a train ticket to British Columbia. The police were supposed to have kept records, as I asked. Please, there's not much time. My body is gone, and my mind will soon follow. I beg you with all my heart, undo my foolish mistake. Will you find him? Will you promise to find my grandson, James? I promise, sir. I'll hunt him to the ends of the earth, like a dog.